Yeah, exactly. And how about Clue? How many of you remember the game of Clue before we came into Second Life, which my son calls this a game, and I told him his inheritance is now a joke. But how many of you remember, Clue? Yeah. You know, the characters in the original game were like Colonel Mustard, Miss Scarlet, Mr. Green, Professor Plum, Mrs. Peacock. Well, how about a Second Life version of Clue? Maybe we call it Clueless, right? But anyhow, here we are. Here are some names from Second Life. These people do exist. Some of us got together and found these names. Here are the change of characters. Colonel Mustard would become Do Me Hard Sideways. Don't you think? Yep. And instead of Miss Scarlet, it's Dildo Daisy. She exists, D-A-Z-Y. Look her up. And Mr. Green could be Asshole Aristocrat. These are all real people that you probably may have slept with. How about this? Professor Plum, Dipstick Darwin, or Horny Janitor, whichever one you prefer.
Dipstick Darwin.
And Miss White, Sloppy Beaver.
Oh.
Can you imagine these people just coming on and picking those? I mean, it's great. Yeah. So, I mean, you could end up, with the little thing and it says, do me hard sideways in the bathroom with a plunger, right? And Horny Janitor was killed, right? Something like that. I have a friend who's a mentor here in Second Life. She works on Help Island, which I can't find, but it exists. Anyhow, she says when a newbie bumps into her, she immediately clicks on her pregnancy HUD, pregnancy shape, turns to him and says, now look what you've done to me. I think that's great. Yeah, that is evil. Yeah, right. Here are the categories as established by Linden Labs for the Second Life's Resident Choice Awards. And my answers to some of them, all right? My favorite place to groove on live music. Sim. Sex. And there is a sim called Sex Sim. My favorite place to buy stuff in world. Well, as Skylar would say, all the Sims that she's banned from. By the way, Lolly's got some beautiful clothing at her place. She'll have to tell you about it. Got around that fast, didn't I, Skylar? And how about this? Who came up? Think about these Lindens. These are the people that we go to help us out. My favorite place to dance with my prim toes off. No, to dance my prim toes off. Nobody wears prim toes. Why would you? They all move around when you're dancing. That's a dumb category, all right? And a few others. My favorite place to role play or play games with the friends. I think that's Gore, right? How many of you been to Gore? How many have a partner in Gore that thinks you're still with them? Well, you just leave your slave there in Gore and never come back. You're a Gore virgin. Great.
Master did a head count and Skylar's missing.
Thank you, Lauren. My favorite fabulous fashion designer. Don't you like that one? I miss Ruth. How many of you remember Ruth? She was the best. She came with great clothing, nice hairdo. Yep. You were Ruth. Right.